The funeral service of Nathaniel Julies is expected to be held in Eldorado Park in the south of Johannesburg today. 16-year-old Julies was shot dead, allegedly by the police on Wednesday last week. His killing has sparked unrest in the community, with residents calling for justice for Julies, who had Down syndrome. Residents in Eldorado Park are expected to show up in their numbers to bid 16-year-old's final farewell. Julies' killing was the catalyst for demonstrations in the area, with community members calling for justice for Julies. The uproar forced Police Minister Maageketla to visit the area, promising that there will be consequences should any wrongdoing be found on the part of police. We now cross live to our reporter in Eldorado Park, Maageketla Mohlabe. Maageketla, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. We've seen community members of Eldorado Park vowing that they will come in their numbers to bid the final farewell to Nathaniel Julies. But then it suffices to mention that the lockdown regulations in terms of the attendance figures at funerals and other events is still pretty much in place. So in terms of the numbers, what do you see and what's happening at the moment?
Yeah, very good morning to you, Simpiwe. I mean, arriving here in Eldorado Park just about a couple of minutes ago, we saw a lot of Eldorado Park residents lining up the streets. And of course, we expect them to actually do or give the guard of honor as the mortal remains of Nathaniel Julies would be leaving his family home in a couple of minutes to come to go to a nearby church where we expect yet another service. At this stage, behind me, this is his family home. It's a closed service here where family members as well as close friends are actually attending and paying their last respect at the family home of Julies. But with me is Nathaniel Julies' uncle, Cyril Brown, just to give us an idea of what we can expect this morning. Thanks so much for your time. Cyril, first things first, the body arrived here around 7 a.m. How is the family doing this morning?
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for coming through to support us during this difficult time. You know, it didn't hit us when we heard of Nathaniel's been shooting, but seeing him this morning, you know, it really hit us to say that yes, it's a reality and we need to face it. And seeing him laying so still in the coffin, you know, it really breaks us, because that's not how we know him. That's not how we will remember him by, because we know him as an energetic young man, always running up and down, and especially on the weekends. You know, here at Hillborough Flats, the guys will arrange something or a party, then he will always be there. They will even come fetch him to go dance. You understand? But no, seeing him laying so still, you know, it's really heartbreaking for us. You know, it's really happening that Nathaniel is no longer with us. You understand? It's really breaking the family. As you could see in the mum inside, you know, Bridget, you know, seeing a mother in tears like that and losing a son in that fashion, you know, no one wants to go through something like that. You understand? We knew that Nathaniel will sometime have to pass, but not in that fashion. You understand? So it really hurts us this morning.
Absolutely. And we understand that this is the first service, it's a closed service, of course, to the family. What can we expect after this one?
Yeah, this is just a service at home as respect for the family, you know, to spend their last hours, or the hour that we're going to have with Nathaniel, you know. And after this, we're going to Mount Carmel Ministries International, where we will have a service again. And from there, we will go down to the graveyard, where we will go lay Nathaniel to rest. You know, I don't know if I'm ready for that or if the family is even ready for that. But as I say, we must just be strong. You know, we just want to thank the Almighty also. If it wasn't for His love and for His grace and for His strength, we would not have been able to make it this far. We just want to say thank you for Him for always guiding us. And we just say thank you for the whole community of Eldorado Park. And we just want to say today that it is about Nathaniel Julies. Nothing else. The justice will come after that. But today, we just have to bury him and give him a dignified funeral. That's our heart's desires this morning. We don't want no violence. We don't want no riots. We don't want anything like that. It's just a dignified funeral today. That's all we want.
And as you know, we're still in the middle of COVID-19, and there are those regulations to say that there should be less than 50 people at the funerals. What are you observing this morning? What are you expecting? And I know that a lot of people are actually lining up the streets to actually give a guard of honor to this young man.
Well, the code of 19 conduct, yes, it still stands. You know, that actually brings a smile to my face because this is outside of our control. You understand? We as a family could have held a private service for him and a private memorial for him. But now this is a public, it's a state affair. So it's outside of our control, and most people, and if the police is also going to come and try and push people away, we won't be able to stand for that because we are here mourning the death of Nathaniel this morning. So we just want to make the nation aware that yes, we adhere to everything that COVID-19 has set out and whatever the rules and regulations is, but we don't have control of people coming to the service. We can't tell people what to do because everybody, as I mentioned, that God has given us a strong will of our own to decide what you want to do. So I can't be held accountable for someone else's action. You understand? So today it's, as I said, from the family side, just giving Nathaniel a dignified funeral.
Thanks so much for your time, sir. Thank you. Of course, that is Cyril Brown, Nathaniel Julies' uncle, saying that it is absolutely out of the family's control in terms of the number of people that are expected to come here and, of course, to pay their last respects to Nathaniel. But as you may know, Simpiwe, I mean, 3 people have been arrested. 2 of those police officers face the premeditated murder charge. And of course, if convicted, they might spend the rest of their lives in jail. And of course, we understand that IPID is still on with those investigations. But at this stage, we will be bringing you all these proceedings live on SABC News Channel 404 throughout the day.
Okay, Maageketla, and we'll certainly touch base with you a little later on. Thank you so much for your update. That was our reporter Maageketla Mohlabe speaking to us live from Eldorado Park, where a cloud of grief has actually engulfed the community of Eldorado Park, and he was in conversation with Nathaniel Julies' uncle, Cyril Brown, who is as grief-stricken as the word itself, and saying that they're still not ready for the funeral. They're not ready to bury Nathaniel Julies, and I suppose that nobody is ready to see the earth opening up and swallow their loved one.